Hey guys, so now maybe you've relapsed on crack and now you want to know what to do. All's not lost. Let's talk about it.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. What to do if you relapse on crack? Let's get right into it. Well guys, the first thing you want to do is you don't want to have a case of the efforts. Now, for those of you that don't know what I'm trying to say when I say effort, the words I'm replacing it with sounds like buckets. Trying to keep this Christian-like, okay? Yeah, but anyways, let's get right. So don't get a case of the efforts. If you find that you have relapsed, the worst thing you can do is get that attitude, because at that point you're not giving yourself a fighting chance to bounce back from the relapse. All relapses are possible to bounce back from. It just depends on how we internalize the relapse, our thinking about the relapse, and how we act accordingly after the relapse. So the number one thing, and I'm going to give you guys 4 tips that I think that'll help you. And stick around to that 4th one, because like I said, I keep the best for last, and it's gonna really bless you, because if on the 4th tip, if you don't do that, you're setting yourself up for failure on the other 3 tips. But anyway, I digress. Let's get back into this. But yeah, you don't want to have a case of the efforts. You don't want to just throw in the towel, because at that point you're not giving yourself the chance to get away from the relapse and move back in to your recovery. So yeah, the number one thing is, when you do relapse, you have to come to your senses. It's easy to say, well, I've relapsed, I give up, F it, it's worthless. No, my friend, relapse, you don't have to relapse, but in a lot of cases, relapse is part of recovery. Speaking of me, for instance, if you go back 5 years from this day in my life, I've relapsed twice, early on in my clean time. So in the last 5 years, I've relapsed twice. But let me tell you something, guys, about relapse. It doesn't have to throw you all the way out there and back again. And I'm kind of getting ahead of myself, so let me tone this back down. But yeah, relapse, it's an ugly thing. It happens, but understand, it doesn't have to be the end of you moving on into recovery. You can relapse and still keep it moving. The other thing I want to talk to you about is number 2. Don't freak out over the time you've lost. And what I mean by that is, don't freak out over the clean time. Maybe you've had 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 2 years, 3 years. And I know the feeling of like when you've gotten, because yeah, like when I relapsed, I just felt like, man, I got to start all over again. I'm throwing out all these days clean. But guys, you got to understand, this is a process. Relapse may come. I'm not saying that it has to. But if it comes, it's not the end all be all. It's not the end of your recovery. It's according to how you deal with it. And a lot of times the relapse, it could be a blessing in disguise if you handle it right. Because if you go back and look, okay, what did I do? How did I let this happen? And if you're being real honest with yourself and you see that strengthens you from that point on. Now you know what to look out for. Now you know what took you into the last relapse. So yeah, don't get caught up on the number of days that you're losing. Don't get caught up, I got to get a start over chip and all that again. Because listen, one thing, if you had 300 days clean, those are your 300 days. Can't nobody take them away from you. You go out, you relapse. Now, catch what I'm saying here. If you go out and relapse, and I'm not giving anybody an excuse to go out and do this, guys, but I'm just being real with you. If you go out after 6 months, 3 years, however much, you got some significant clean time, and you go out and you use, and then there's this feeling of I got to start all over again, but you don't. What you have to do is realize you've relapsed in the process of your recovery. Now, it's different if you go back out here, you relapse, and you stay out there for 3 months, 6 months, a year. Yeah, we got to look at starting this thing back over. But if you can, when you get out, if you relapse and you can grab a hold of yourself in a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks maybe, kind of stretching it, but hey, it is what it is. But if you can contain that, grab a hold of yourself and come out of it, get back into the recovery flow, get back into doing those things that help you stay clean, then yeah, okay, you don't throw those 300 days away. Those are yours. Be proud of them. But as far as the relapse come, don't play it insignificant either. But look at it and say, okay, what did I do? How did I relapse? And be honest with yourself. Go back and look, because a lot of times we can go back and see where we got off. And it doesn't have to be the end. See, that's so devastating. And I think that's a lot of times why people just end up staying out in addiction after they've got significant clean time. They relapse, and then the thought of starting over again, getting the chip again, and losing all of those days, that to me, and I'm just speaking from my own experience, that to me plays into the psyche of your recovery. It's like, it's easy to be like, man, I don't want to, and you don't have to start over. You pick up where you left off. But you don't downplay this incident. We have to really look at, what did I do? And how can I prevent that from happening again? You get back in the flow of things. The Bible says a just man falls 7 times, but he gets up. This is a process, man. That's why you have to take it one day at a time. Don't worry if you're gonna make 7 days clean, because if you focus on just 2 days and you put enough of those 2 days together, you'll look back and you'll see many days, you'll see many months, you'll see many years. But it all goes back to 1 day at a time. Fight like hell today to stay clean and sober. And if you happen to relapse, contain it, get back in the flow of things, and continue on. Real simple, guys. It's real simple. And I know how our minds can go when we relapse. And a lot of that is the addiction talking too, because the addiction is saying, yes, stay on out here. It's worthless. You got to go back in the rooms, get another chip, start over, and all of that. And I know all of that, guys. But you don't have to just throw in the towel and say it's worthless. Okay? Now, the third thing is, I think I kind of went into the third thing, but anyways, contain it and move on, guys. It's that simple. Get a hold of yourself. Grab yourself and get back in the flow. Because if you stay out too long, it may be just that, too long. Look, you don't have to be ashamed of relapse. It is a part of recovery. It doesn't have to be, but it's a significant part of recovery. You relapse, you get back in the flow of things, you get back into your mind right, and you just keep moving. And yeah, you look back and say, yeah, I relapsed about a month ago, but look where I'm at now. Guys, that's how you do this thing. It ain't no cut and dry, you relapse, it's over, you gotta, you throw away all those. Now, I'm saying now, if you go back out there and stay 6, 7, 8 months, a year, 2 years, yeah, we gotta look at starting over again. Sorry, but that's just the reality of it. Okay? Now, this fourth thing I want to talk to you guys about, and guys, you gotta forgive me, I'm no speech major. I'm just an average Joe trying to help out my fellow brothers, addicts that are bound and stuck. So I kind of stutter over my words. I'm not great with English, but I do think I have some great content to help those that really need it. I want to just keep it real with you. So I know it's kind of nervous in front of the cameras. You guys probably don't understand all of that. Trying to deliver. But anyways, I digress. So bear with me, guys. I'm going to get better because I'm going to make more of these videos. So just bear with me. But anyways, the fourth thing is, now guys, check this out. You got to tell somebody. Because we know addiction likes to work in darkness, in secrets. And for us to relapse and hold that and don't tell nobody, we're setting ourselves up for another relapse. That easy. Find somebody you're accountable to, sponsor, pastor, parent, friend that doesn't get high. Find somebody that you're accountable to and tell them. And explain it to them. And try to, and in that conversation, try to figure out where you went wrong. But guys, you got to tell somebody. You don't got to go out and tell the whole world. But you can't keep it a secret. Secrets destroy the addict. That's why the fourth step is so important. Doing an inventory and seeing all the junk and mess that we've been exposed to and the things that we've done over our life. And so a lot of that stuff is secret. It's hidden. It's way down in there with a lock on it. And we dare not let anybody, but we don't understand that closed area of our life that we're ashamed of, maybe don't want to talk about, secrets, hidden. We don't understand that that's where our addiction is getting its strength from. And so when we can be liberated and talk about the relapses, talk about things that we've been through, we take the stronghold of addiction. We start chopping his head off a little bit at a time by being transparent, exposing. Now I'm not saying you gotta go out here and tell the whole world everything. No, find somebody you can talk to. You're confident that won't go out and put your business out there. But find somebody you can talk to and begin to get these things off of you. Because if we don't, that's what addiction lies in that. It likes to feed off of that. I don't know how it does it. Not a psychologist, not a counselor, but I do know secrets can kill us. And so if you do relapse, guys, just remember, it's not the end of the world. Pick yourself up and move on. Don't throw in the towel. Don't get a case of the efforts. It's not over. Pick up where you left off and keep rolling. And then start adding back to those days that you had. Now, I'll go back and say this again now, guys. You can't go out here and relapse and stay out there a year. It's gonna take some restarting over, I believe. And somebody, that's just me, no counselor, just Carlton. But hey, anyway, guys, I hope that this information has blessed you. Think about it, and just know, if you do relapse, come to your senses and get back in the flow of things. It doesn't have to be the end of the world. So let's look at this. Don't get a case of the efforts. That's number one. Don't freak out over the time lost, the clean days that you've lost. Pick up where you left out. Contain, get yourself out of the relapse, get back into the flow of recovery, and keep it moving. And the fourth thing we talked about, make sure you tell somebody about the relapse. Make sure you do that. And then you just keep it moving. And that could possibly be the very last relapse ever. Amen. So I pray this video has blessed you. Hey guys, please give this video a thumbs up. Like it. Subscribe. Yeah, please subscribe. And if you know anybody that may need this video, please share it with them. All right, guys. It's been a blessing one. Let's stay motivated. What's that guy say? That Dose of Key commercial? Stay motivated, my friends. I'll see you guys on the next one.